Welcome back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 10. Thank you for joining. And if you've already watched the videos before, you know what to do. Go ahead and skip to the first word. But if this is your first week, stay and listen. Hi, my name is Miss Kimberly, and the goal of our session is to have students understand each word in the vocabulary workbook and to be cognizant of some phrases from our novel that may be difficult for us to understand. And I'll be here as your guide to help you through it all. So what's today's agenda? What are we going to do? First, we'll be going over week 10 vocabulary. 2, go over the extra example sentences. 3, in the next video, you'll go over the difficult phrases from our novel. And 4, you'll have to review and self-study. But why are we doing this, Miss Kimberly? 1, week 10 vocabulary review is to help with your vocabulary acquisition. We're putting more words into our brain. By learning the definition, synonym, and antonym of a word, this can significantly improve your reading comprehension and enhance your contextual usage, meaning you'll be able to understand the book better. Next, we're going over extra example sentences, and this is to help with your writing variation. By looking at a different and variety of example sentences with one specific vocabulary word, students can learn how to use the word in different sentence structures and make your writing a bit more interesting. So without further ado, if you don't already, please go ahead and get your vocabulary book and turn to week 10, which is on page 82. Everyone turn to page 82. And our first word is demonstrate. Everyone say demonstrate. The synonym is proof, and the antonym, there is none because it's all blocked out. But the part of speech is a verb, and it means to show clearly by giving proof or evidence. We're showing something when we're demonstrating. In our TED Talks, it says, the strong sales of sneakers this year demonstrate their continuing popularity. So because the sales of the sneakers, meaning people buying it, continues to increase, that means the popularity of the shoe is also increasing. Let's read the example together. Ready? I demonstrated my strength by lifting the heaviest weight at the gym. Wow, so this man here is carrying this huge weight, showing or demonstrating his strength, showing what a big macho man he really is by lifting that by himself. Phew. Don't forget to write down the example sentence here in this big rectangle. That's part of your homework. Now let's look at the extra sentences here. It says, the teacher will demonstrate how to solve the math problem on the board. Yeah, a teacher is not going to just tell you to do math problems by yourself. Of course, the teacher will first teach you and demonstrate how to do it on the board, meaning they will show you. Next sentence, it says, during the cooking class, the chef demonstrated how to make the perfect omelet, meaning during the cooking class, they say, crack the eggs, now cut up the onions, put it in and mix it together. And then they show you, they demonstrate how to make it. Everyone say demonstrate. Number 2, everyone say primary. Primary. The synonym is main and the antonym is secondary. It's an adjective and it means more important than anything else. In our TED Talks, it says the primary customers for sportswear are people who play sports, of course. So the first, the main, the most important primary customers are those who play sports. Example, let's read together. Women are the primary customers at this fashion boutique. So at this apparel store, meaning clothing store, the primary customers are women, because maybe they sell only women's clothing. Over here, it says, the primary reason he studied hard was to get a good grade on the test. Here, this sentence means the main reason why, the most important reason why he studied was to get a good grade. Next, it says, the primary goal of the team is to win the championship. So what they wanted to do was, of course, win. That's their primary goal, their number one most important thing to do. Number 3, everyone say profile. Profile. The part of speech is a noun, and the definition is a short description of someone's life, work, character, or etc., which means so on and so forth. In our TED Talks, it says there was a profile of the company president in the newspaper, meaning it shows how that CEO, what their life was, where they worked, maybe the school that they went to. It's a profile, a little description. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. We read the short profile on Marie Curie at the Science Museum. So yes, this person here. Let's look down at the example sentences. It says her online profile showed a short description of her hobbies and interests. A lot of people do have online profiles. In order to get a job later in America, they put up information about themselves and a little short description about where they worked. It's kind of like a resume online. Next, it says he made a brief profile of the author for his book report. Yes, when we write book reports, whether you've done it before or maybe you will do it later, part of it can also be about writing about the author. So who wrote the story for your book report? Number 4, everyone say widespread. Widespread. The synonym is prevalent, which is a hard word, and the antonym is local. It's an adjective and it means existing or happening over a large area or among many people. So it's widespread, not just a little bit of people, but all of the people. The sentence from our TED Talk says, the high quality and low price of these sneakers explain their widespread popularity. So because of the good material and the low price, it shows why they are so popular everywhere. Widespread. Example, let's read together. The band's widespread fame led to their hit song being played across the world. Yes, it reminds me of some K-pop group that we always sing before. It was popular everywhere. It was widespread. Let's look here. It says the disease caused widespread panic across the country. But if it was widespread, maybe it's not just a country, but maybe it's the whole world. Next one, it says the hurricane caused widespread damage to homes and businesses. That means there was a lot of damage, not just in one area, but in the whole area. Let's go on to our novel words. Number 5, everyone say encore. Encore. It's an interjection, which means it's something that we yell out by itself. It's used by an audience to call for another song or another dance or another something when a performance has ended. So some people say from our book like this, bravo, encore, give us more. Meaning, give us one more song, encore, encore, encore. I'm sure you've heard of it before. But let's read the example sentence together. 1, 2, 3. The audience continued to yell encore until the pianist came back on stage. So it means just give us one more song. Play us one more. Come on, come on. All right. Encore. Over here. It says after the concert ended, the crowd shouted encore, hoping for one more song. Or the next one, it says they gave a standing ovation, which means everyone's standing and clapping, and chanted encore until the band returned. Have you ever said encore before? I know I have. I've been to a concert before well, it was like a classical music concert of this person, music director in Korea. At the end of his concert, we would all say, encore, encore, making him come back out to play another song. Number 6 is a long word. Everybody ready? Everyone repeat after me and say rambunctious. Rambunctious. Let me hear you. Rambunctious. Good. The synonym is unruly and the antonym is restrained. It's an adjective and it means full of energy in a cheerful and uncontrollable way. So we're just really, really rowdy and loud and full of energy. In the book it says, "Why must you always be so rude and rambunctious to everyone?" Maybe here rambunctious means just full of energy in an uncontrollable way, meaning kind of like chaotic. Let's read the example together. 1, 2, 3. The rambunctious kids laughed and shouted loudly as they ran toward the park. They're like, yeah! And then they're running towards the park. Maybe because they're so excited to play. Over here, it says the rambunctious puppy ran around the house, knocking over things. So maybe this puppy is new to the house and they're just trying to sniff, sniff, sniff and go around the house, but it kept knocking over everything. It was chaotic. The next sentence says the kids were rambunctious after eating too much sugar at the party. Oh, it's October now, and what does that mean? Soon it is Halloween. And maybe you might get a bit too rambunctious if you eat too much candy and chocolate from Halloween. Yikes! Rambunctious. Number 7, everyone say modestly. Modestly. The synonym is humbly and the antonym is proudly. It's an adverb and it means in a way that does not praise one's own abilities or possessions. Meaning, I'm not going to say I'm the best. Instead, I'm just going to keep quiet if I get 100% on my vocabulary test. In the book it says, "I am told that they do," the ladybug answered modestly, blushing all over. Maybe saying something good about other ladybugs. The example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I modestly answered her question because I did not want to boast. Maybe if I were to ask you, hey, how many ACE badges did you get? Instead of saying, I have 10 ACE badges and 20 MVP badges. Instead of saying it like in a very proud way, you can say, I have about 10 ACE badges. In a modest way. Not trying to show off. Let's look down here. It says, she modestly accepted the award, saying it was a team effort. Good. That means instead of saying, I would like to thank myself for winning this award because I'm such a hard worker. No. It's just saying, I would like to accept this award. I would like to thank my teammates who also helped me and the staff and so on and so forth. I'm not a very good actress. Let's skip that. Next, it says, although he won the race, he modestly said it was just luck. So again, instead of saying, I'm the best, I would deserve first place, I said it was by luck. Modestly. Excuse me, number 8, everyone say saucy. Saucy. The synonym is disrespectful, and the antonym is polite. The part of speech is an adjective, and it means rude and showing no respect. So being saucy, you're not being very nice. In the book, it says, they are much nicer than the 2 spotted ones, although I myself find them a trifle too saucy for my taste. Meaning, even though they are nicer, they're still a bit rude sometimes. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. Jill does not have many friends because people cannot stand her saucy attitude. Oh no, Jill, why do you have a saucy attitude? It's a fake sentence, it's okay. meaning this girl is too rude and shows no respect. She is saucy, so people don't like her. Over here, it says the little girl gave a saucy reply when asked to clean her room. So maybe her mom or dad were like, okay, Kimberly, go clean your room. And you say, no, clean your room. Being rude and not respectful, disrespectful. The next one, it says she responded with a saucy remark when her brother teased her. So instead of just being sad because someone teased you, she said something mean back. Yikes. Saucy. Number 9, everyone say launch into. Launch into. The synonym is begin and the antonym is finish. It is a phrasal verb because it has 2 words here. And it means to start saying something with a lot of energy. Or it also, launch into can just mean to start. But here we're trying to say with saying something. In our book it says, everybody clapped and called out for more songs from the centipede, who at once launched into his favorite song of all. So he started to sing more. There was a lot of his songs. Example, 1, 2, 3. The eager professor launched into a long lecture about history. So this teacher or professor in college was very excited to teach about history, so he went ahead and launched into it. He started very energetically. Over here, it says, he launched into a long explanation about why he was late to class. Oh no, but so he maybe instead of saying sorry, he was just like, there was a red light and then there was a car accident and then the bus came late and then I didn't know what bus to take and then launch into, meaning to go and talk a lot. Next one, it says, as soon as they sat down, she launched into a story about her weekend. So they're sharing about what they did. Launch into. Now let's go to page 84. For number 10 is wraith-like. Everyone say wraith-like. The synonym is ghostly, and it is an adjective, and it means pale and thin or weak. Lots of different adjectives there. Pale and thin or weak. In our book it says, these things were actually living creatures. Tall, wispy, wraith-like, shadowy, white creatures. Which one are they talking about here? Yep, the sea. I won't give it away. Example. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. The wraith-like figure terrified us because it looked like a ghost. So if you look here, it's pale, thin, weak-looking, kind of ghostly. So it is wraith-like. Here it says, in the moonlight, the old tree looked wraith-like, its branches thin and ghostly. So I know that sometimes in the winter, all the trees, right, or most of the trees, don't have their leaves on them, and they look kind of scary with all them little branches when they make scary shadows. Next it says, he had a wraith-like appearance after being sick for weeks. Meaning this guy, he still looked pale, he still looked weak, and he still looked very thin. Wraith-like. Number 11, everyone say loathsome. Loathsome. The synonym is repulsive, and the antonym is likable, like me. It's an adjective, and it means causing feelings of hatred or disgust, meaning you hate it. In our book it says, now you've done it, you loathsome pest, whispered the earthworm to the centipede. That's when he was saying mean things to the cloud. And yes. Example, it says, the smell from the garbage was loathsome, that people started to complain. Yikes, that means it smelled really bad if people started to complain. It was loathsome. It was so bad. It was so disgusting. Gross. Let's look down here. It says the bully's actions were loathsome, that even his friends turned against him. So maybe the bully did a really, really mean joke or a mean prank, but it was just too bad. It was loathsome. Next one, it says his loathsome behavior made it hard for anyone to be his friend. Meaning he was so mean and, maybe a little bit rambunctious. So it was hard for him to have friends because he was not very well behaved. Okay. Number 12. Everyone say wreck. Wreck. The synonym is a mess, and this is a noun. It means someone who is in a bad physical or mental condition. Meaning, from our book it says, I'm a wreck, groaned the centipede. I am wounded all over. This is when the cloudman threw stuff at them. What was it? Hailstone, you're right. Good. It says I'm a wreck, meaning I'm such a mess. Meaning they're in bad shape. They weren't in the best condition. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. The stress of her final exams made her a nervous wreck. Meaning she was, I don't know what to do. All my tests are coming. It's so much stress. She was a wreck. That means she was in a bad mental condition. Over here. After the long hike, he felt like a total wreck and just wanted to rest. Yes, a lot of my sentences are about hikes, but when you hike up a mountain, you get quite tired and you look like a wreck, meaning you look very tired and physically wiped out. Next one, it says, after the long hike, he felt like a total wreck and just wanted to rest. I copied the same sentence. I'm so sorry. Let me make another one. After dancing for 10 hours, Miss Kimberly felt like a wreck because she didn't work out for 10 years. Meaning this very, very tired. Number 13, everyone say arch. Arch. It is a noun and it is a structure consisting of a curved top on 2 supports, which holds the weight of something above it. So if I were to draw a better arch for physical or for your visual, it's like this. Do you see that? An arch. So it's not just like regular, but it's arch. It's rounded up here. I'm not a good artist. Let me throw that away. So, in our book it says, the whole surface of the cloud was literally swarming with them, climbing about on a monstrous, crazy arch. And what was that arch? Yes, it was the rainbow. Good, 2 points for you, whoever answered. Example, let's read together. We walked beneath the ornate stone arch, leading to the castle's garden. So as you can see here, it's an arch, I guess. I can't really tell. Oh, I guess you can tell from here. It's an arch, and it led to some castle. Nice. Over here, it says the arch of the old bridge stood tall over the river. Next line, it says the rainbow formed a perfect arch across the sky after the rainstorm. So again, just trying to get your mind, this is an arch. Like this. Okay, arch. Number 14, last word for novel. Everyone say frenzy. Frenzy. It's hysteria. That's the synonym. And the antonym is order. It's a noun and it means a state or period of uncontrolled excitement or wild behavior. Meaning craziness. Yikes. In the book it says, they were splashing the paint onto the great curvy arch in a frenzy of speed. Yes, meaning just crazy behavior. It's all chaotic. The example, let's read together. The crazed frenzy among shoppers had to be stopped by the security officer. Usually, in America, there's a day called Black Friday. It's after Thanksgiving, where everything in the stores are all discounted, and people go in a frenzy, meaning they all go crazy. Down here it says the dog went into a frenzy when it saw the squirrel run across the yard. So maybe the dog was like, squirrel, 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 and then he kept running. Next one, it says the announcement of free ice cream caused a frenzy among the kids. Meaning everyone was like, what? Free ice cream, let's go! And then we would all run. I would run. Would you run? I would. Yeah. Frenzy. Woo! Now we're in our textbook words, everybody. Everyone say 15, dispose. Dispose. The synonym is discard, and the antonym is collect. It is a verb, and it means to get rid of something, especially by throwing it away. As you can see, this is not trashing something. That's wrong. We don't say trash as a verb. We have to throw it away, which is the synonym for dispose, to throw away something. In our TED Talks, in our textbook, it says, if you have to throw it out, dispose of it properly so it does not become litter. So instead of just throwing all your trash away, you should recycle some stuff first. So dispose of it properly. Example, let's read together. After you use a napkin, you should dispose of it in the trash can. Yes, don't just leave it at your table waiting for someone else to throw it away for you. You should dispose it by yourself. Here, the campers were taught how to dispose of their trash to keep the forest clean. Again, we're not going to just keep our trash all in the forest after camping. Next, he says, he carefully disposed of the glass shards so no one would get hurt. Glass shards are like pieces of glass. So you don't want to just put that in the trash bag because it might rip and then it might hurt somebody. So instead, putting it and throwing it away in a better way. Also, in Korea, there is a special way to dispose batteries. You should not put batteries in the trash too. If you didn't know that, you learned something new. Number 16, everyone say scrap. Scrap. Excuse me, I am so thirsty today. The synonym is fragment, meaning a little piece. And the antonym is the whole. It is a noun and it means a small piece or portion of something. So just a little bit of something. A scrap, not a big piece. In our textbook, it says, it includes meal scraps and food that went bad before it could be eaten. Usually, a lot of people make food, take food scraps and turn it into things that you can put on top of plants and, what's it called? Like the soil, the manure. Example, let's clean up your food scraps if you don't want to attract bugs and rats. Yes, if you drop food scraps on the floor and you don't clean it up, bugs will definitely come into your house. And we do not want that. Here it says, he used a scrap of paper to write down the phone number. So kind of like what I have here. It's just like a little piece of paper. Actually, I lied. It's a whole paper, but folded. So I'll say, this is a scrap of paper. Just a little piece. Next, it says, she picked up every scrap of trash from the floor to keep the room clean. Very good. Long time ago, I used to have students also pick up scraps of trash. I would say, everyone look around you and pick up 5 scraps of trash and throw it away. And then I would put like a timer on the board. It worked great with the younger students, but I don't do it anymore. Number 17, everyone say, generate. Generate. The synonym is create and the antonym is destroy. It's a verb and it means to produce or cause something. So generate, to make something. in our book it says, people can generate less yard waste by keeping leaves and grass clippings on the lawn. So instead of throwing away, let me rewind. If you mow your lawn in America, meaning cut your grass, they would gather all that grass and then put it in the trash can and throw it away. But here, instead of doing that, you will just leave it on top of the freshly cut grass. Example, let's read together. The wind turbines generate electricity and power the entire city. So here, these wind turbines, they make energy. They generate energy. Over to the side, it says solar panels generate energy from the sun's rays. Next one, the contest generated interest from people all over the country. So if there was a big contest, I don't know, and then the winner gets, I don't know, $10 million. It would generate a lot of interest. It would make a lot of interest. A lot of people will become interested. Number 18, everyone say decay. Decay. The synonym is deteriorate, and it is a verb. It means to become gradually damaged, worse, or less. Decay. So think about like the picture here, the tooth. If it decays, it's gonna get rotten and get smaller and get worse. In the book it says, over time, these materials will naturally decay and turn into dirt. Kind of like food scraps or other things too. Decay. And let's read the example. 1, 2, 3. Your teeth will begin to decay and lead to toothaches without proper dental care. So if you don't brush your teeth, it will lead to tooth decaying. Yes. Or to your teeth decaying. Next, here it says the apple began to decay after sitting out for too long. So you have a perfect apple, but after time goes by, it shrivels up, and it kind of decays and gets gross. Next, it says that once beautiful flower had started to decay after being picked. So yes, this is a beautiful flower like this, but then we pick it off the dirt and it starts to wither and decay. Do you like my hand motions? I do. Number 19, let's go to page 86. And these are our speech words. Number 19, everyone say exclusion. Exclusion. The synonym is isolation and the antonym is inclusion. So exclusion means not letting them. Let's see what the definition says. It's a noun and it means the act or an instance of preventing someone or something from entering a place or taking part in something. So it's basically leaving them out. It's not very nice. So the act of leaving someone out is exclusion because it is a noun. Let's read the example together. 1, 2, 3. I felt a deep sense of exclusion when my friends refused to let me join their club. That's so mean. So they wouldn't let them join the club, so they felt lonely and excluded, which led to exclusion. Sounds similar, right? Let's look here. It says they discussed the exclusion of certain toys from the classroom to prevent distractions. Yes. If you know, and if you've been in my class on market days at M.I, I tell everyone, okay, let's have an exclusion of the toys. Everyone, please put your toys in your backpack and do not take it out because I do not want to see it. It should not be a distraction. Next one, it says the exclusion of sugary snacks from the school cafeteria was part of a new health policy. So they're trying to get rid of high sugary things. No donuts, no cookies. Yikes. No chocolate milk. And number 20, our word is type. Everyone say type. Is it this type? No, not typing. The synonym is sort, and it is a noun. It means a particular kind or class or group. So it's a type of something, the category. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I dislike this type of clothing because I prefer clothes with simpler designs. Ah! Hey, those are Hawaiian t-shirts. I have some. I like those types of clothing. Over here it says, there are many types of fruits like apples, oranges, and bananas, and there's so many more out there. I just listed 3 of the simple ones. Next one it says, we learned about different types of clouds in science class. Yes, the big puffy ones, the ones that look wispy, the ones that are small, or the ones that are gray. They're all different types of clouds. Yay! Everyone high five. High five. Good. And we are done with week 10. And I know what you're waiting for. Mission. This is the same mission from the weeks before. Write 3 sentences using 3 different vocabulary words from this week. I want you to underline the word, and please, I'm getting confused because I had the same mission for a few times. Include this week. Okay, so write week 10, your name, your class, and then write down your 3 sentences with your 3 vocabulary words. Thank you. Next one, it is time for you to review and self-study, and this is for contextual mastery. So review all of the words again, read it out loud, because I know some of you didn't repeat after me in this video, and then complete your vocabulary homework pages on page 87 and 88. So thank you for joining me again this week. I'll see you in the next video for novel.